G'day team, Adam Cogan here, and today I'm at NDC and I have a special guest, the keynote speaker. How are you, Chris?
I'm good, Adam. How are you, mate?
Excellent. So, Chris, you've been in the Microsoft ecosystem for a long, long time. When you decided to do the keynote, what was a main theme that you wanted to impart?
Oh, don't talk too much about Microsoft, Adam.
Oh, why?
It's an India developer conference, and I thought it would be good to come and be sort of pretty vendor technology agnostic. But I've been really interested in how we can improve the performance of our LLM agent systems by giving them a more structured view over our data and our organization. So we talked a bit about ontologies and how we can improve agent reasoning by giving
an ontology?
So an ontology is, in the sort of the most detailed sense, we sort of encode ontologies as sort of really structured data models. And certainly there's value in doing that with these systems. But actually, it's just thinking about how can I provide sort of a structured representation of my data, of the rules in my business or the rules of my business problem into the model. Doing a little bit more sort of distillation at design time rather than sort of relying on the model to do it all at runtime over sort of full human readable text.
Right. It's so true. Some companies, like as consultants, we go in and they want an AI solution that they've seen one of their competitors do or something, and their data is a mess.
Yes, here, let me fling you. I've worked in some big organizations. Let me fling you a document and we're sort of throwing sort of human readable instructions, standard operating procedures on how to use the internal applications, and assuming that somehow that's going to improve the agent's ability to sort of reason. So you can build these sort of ontological representations iteratively. It's just like coding, sort of work through with the agent, but have a more structured, more refined, more distilled sort of set of rules and description of your data to go into the agent rather than just stuffing docs into the prompt or into a vector store.
Right. So let's just imagine that you go into, say, a large manufacturing firm making a lot of produce, and they've got, a lot of kind of old, say, C#, .NET databases and things, but they want to take advantage of modern systems. What would be, the first pieces of advice you'd give them?
I think one of the big things I said yesterday is start small. Like, we've tried ontologies in the past, and the idea was we always tried to model the entire organization. And actually, it's a huge amount of value to be had just going in sort of inside a box, just modeling some part of the business process. You can extract some of that information from existing documentation. You can extract some of that information from that sort of legacy, I hate to say legacy C# code, because I was around before C# existed, right? But that legacy C# code, and sort of use that to build up the structured representation of how the business works, and then allow these really, really powerful general purpose language models to reason over that structured representation.
And is it good enough just to make a SQL database and pull all the stuff in and essentially have a data warehouse? Or do you get a lot more benefit out of going to things like Fabric?
I think ideally you want your agents to be able to access structured information about your business. I almost think that's one of the big gaps that we've sort of come across the last sort of 2 or 3 years as we've been building these systems. We've been really focused on how can we sort of feed them lots of unstructured data like documents, but not had enough focus on how can we give them access to the structured information in our organization. So I think really important to have access to structured information. So it's going to be really important to kind of bring that structured information together. And then we've got some great capabilities in Fabric that allow you to build semantic models and ontologies on top of your data. And we built those both for people to be able to have a better experience consuming it, but more significantly now to allow agents to reason over the data model, and then actually go and pull that structured information out directly.
Right, okay. I'm seeing more and more companies caring more and more about governance, and you've got this, there's a lot more companies getting ISO and SOC 2 and APRA's coming into conversations and things. What's your feeling on this topic?
I called this out in yesterday's keynote, Adam. So the know your customer rules that have been really important for the likes of banks and stockbrokers and things for many years, are now applying much more broadly across other organisations in the economy. So I think, it's really important that, as technologists, it's really important that the things that we build and do are trusted by people. We operate under a bit of a social license. So whether you are a regulated organisation or not, whether you're going to start to fall under sort of KYC rules or not.
What's the KYC?
Know your customer.
Oh, right.
Know your customer. Who are you, Adam?
Right.
That we use for managing financial crime and the risk of terrorism financing and so forth.
Right.
So whether you fall under those rules or not, we as technologists need to make sure we maintain that social license. And I think as we start to move faster and faster and faster, because really productivity is massively increasing for us as software engineers, we do need to be grounded in making sure that we maintain that social license. If we lose it, it's going to be awfully hard to get it back.
Right. All right. Well, with that, thank you very much, Chris. And this is Adam Cogan signing off for SSW TV.